Here is a brand new statement. Won't let you walk the pavement that leads to everything I am. You can't change me. I am unbreakable. Don't wanna be somebody else. It's time to take control. Convince you all that's how I roll. Light it up, that's the sky. Make me feel alive, and I will become.
Welcome back to Go Time. It's our episode 6. I'm so excited.
Yes.
We were just talking about how that would, that's just gone by so fast.
It has.
It's awesome.
Yeah,
6
already on
weeks.
6.
Yeah. And we were trying to be really quiet before it started because the audio's live before we become live on the video.
We
And
found that out last
we
week.
were like pantomiming to each other and
Yes.
pretend, what if we got in a fight like right before it started, and then and you were beating me up and I had you in a
did.
headlock, and then all of a sudden the video came on. That'd be hilarious.
Yes.
That would go viral.
Should do episode 7.
Yeah,
That's
stay
what we're gonna
tuned.
do.
You
Yes.
might see a fight in episode 7.
We almost got one yesterday.
Yeah, we
It's
almost
okay.
got in a fight yesterday. That's
Yeah.
I think that's a sign of true friendship, like brother and sister kind of friendship.
Mm.
No? Yeah, you're still mad. I could tell.
It's okay.
That's
We're
awesome.
good. We're all good.
I
So,
was just playing.
I'm Leah,
I'm Todd.
and we are going to talk to you about listings today.
Yes. So the reason we do this is to try to help agents. We just want to help folks in entrepreneurs, really anybody who's trying to get
Yeah.
further ahead in their own businesses. And we are realtors. We train and encourage and engage with realtors every day. And so this is just an opportunity to reach a wider audience and help them. So we go through different topics. This week is listings, and we're just going to talk about, I think listings are important right now. For many reasons.
Yes.
And we're going to get into that. There's certain cliches we say around the office that we realize maybe some people don't understand what they mean.
One of them being
List to last.
list to last.
That's something our broker Scott says all the time, list to last. Like, what does that even mean? And so I put some thought into it, and I have some notes, so I'm going to pull that up. But so
It's
what?
dramatic. Yes.
I am on a teleprompter, yes. There is obviously Brian Buffini is one of our mentors and somebody that we listen to. And he said one time that, so this is to the question, why does it matter?
Right.
Why do you have to list to last in this business? And he says that for every well-marketed listing, you should get 3 buyers out of it. So when you think about exponentially speaking, one lead that turns into a listing could turn into 4 closings.
They're good.
That's pretty amazing. So how does that work? Why would that happen? And I'm sure you're smart. You're thinking about, obviously if I do an open house, I might get a lead out of that that wants to go. If they don't want to buy this one, they might want to go buy another one. We do, the good agents do postcards, like just listed to that whole neighborhood or just sold when it sells, to maybe pull a lead up pretty fast. I want to have them come look at my house. I didn't realize homes were selling that quickly in our neighborhood. Then there might be
Open house.
Oh yeah, open house, doing open houses, and instant inventory letters. That's something we learned from Buffini, and that is to mail a letter to the whole community saying, "Look, we need more inventory because we are selling, and if you haven't considered selling, if you've considered selling yours or haven't, let us know. We could help you with that." You could do social marketing. Obviously, we use KV Core in our office, and so we can do so many cool graphics through that medium or through Canva, to where we get it out on social media and promote it. We could do video marketing for it, so that maybe somebody out there is the buyer. That also serves your client, the lister, the seller, because you're out there aggressively working to sell that property, because that's what you signed a contract to do. So those are some ways that you can actually pull buyers out of that. Plus, not the most obvious one is that seller might be a buyer, right?
Right.
So if the seller's a buyer, that's
They're
one.
going somewhere.
Yeah. And if you can get 2, because you've done so much marketing around that one listing, and that's a big part of your listing presentation. What are you doing aggressively or intentionally to help sell that property? These are the list of things I'm doing.
Right.
And so that's just one take on when you hear Scott or anybody in this office say list to last, that's what they mean. They
That's
mean,
what it means.
oh, one other thing I wanted to mention. If you could picture, if you could work with, how many buyers could you actually work with at the same time?
How many could you handle?
Could you handle, right?
Right.
Because you've got 3 kids
Mm-hmm.
and
Busy
you're
kids.
busy kids,
Yeah.
and you're busy with your hobbies and your civic organizations and work and working here full time. So, could you realistically work with 15 buyers at one time that were active buyers that you're putting in your car, or that they're following you to a house and you're showing stuff? Oh, what a nightmare, right?
Right.
But listings, once they're going and you're activating your marketing plan, besides open houses, it's not real time consuming from that standpoint, right? So you could probably handle more listings at one time than buyers.
Yeah.
And as you get, many agents pattern their life after getting really busy with listings, and then bring on assistants, bring on buyers agents, and help them manage the flow of buyers. That's the perfect way to look at it. So anyway, that's my take on what we mean when we say list to last.
So I agree with all of those things, and I could not handle all of those buyers with the schedule that I have and my children. So if there's any moms on here who are realtors right now or mompreneurs, it definitely helps that when you do take on listings.
Yeah.
And I kind of built my business around just taking listings. Then those listings become my buyers. So it just works for me and for my schedule. And that's another thing that I teach on how to live, work, manage everything, have
Balance.
a healthy balance, because you can't take on too much, because then you would be doing a disservice to your clients.
That's right.
And that's not what we're here to do. We're here to help them get in homes, and we're here to help you make more money. And so when you kind of realize that your schedule is really super important in your real estate business, it kind of then all works together. So
okay, so once we have listings, once I get a listing,
yes,
can you go into some of the things you teach our agents about how to be the best listing agent I can be, so that when I have that listing, I'm being productive and I'm helping my client?
For sure. So marketing is my thing. That's kind of my jam. But I definitely would recommend a binder, or of course QR codes to help you with your listings. So what that means, right, is a binder, but partner with your title companies too, so that you're not just making all of this stuff yourself. They want to help you.
You mean when you walk in the house and there's like an island, or there's a table when you first walk in, like a sign in, and a literal, Scott talks about a literal
binder.
Physical like notebook.
Like the kind you use in school, that kind.
Trapper keeper.
Oh, I used to have one of those, yes. So yes, you want a binder, but you want all the good information, the survey, the CAD information, right? The seller disclosure, your IABS, all of the stuff that could be in there.
Yeah, and you
clients need.
They can reach out to you for all the things, because there's
a list.
There's a list that you already have that you can share with them, and it'll say what goes in that binder, and they can get creative. Man, Scott talks about going even the extra mile and printing out a picture of the house and just some cool stuff that you can do. I mean, the more you do, the more money you can put aside for marketing, and you can slowly just move ahead of the pack and set yourself apart.
Right.
And that's part of why people, if somebody comes to an open house that you have, and you have that binder and you have that QR code and you have snacks and treats and things like that, they're going to go, I want her to list my house. We're not ready to sell right now, but when we are, that's my girl, because she's, some people just put a lockbox on the door and go home.
No, you got to take them on a journey. It's all about the journey, and it needs to be easy for the clients and for the potential buyers coming through the house. Everything needs to be smooth, and we teach you how to do that, of course, here. But I love Canva, so Canva's my best friend. So, not literally, but you know what I mean. I know, I'm like, here we go. I knew I set myself up for that. Anyways, Canva is an amazing tool, let's say that. And you can just basically make templates that host all of your open house books or your just listed books, and then copy and just change the addresses. That's all you have to do. But it's same marketing.
We almost every week,
it's a system.
And we'll do it again right now, we talk about systems and processes. That's the key. Once you have a really cool thing that you do for your listing, make a copy of that, put it aside. Then when you have another listing, you go and you just change the address,
Right.
change one picture, and boom, you're not spending 2 hours recreating the wheel,
No,
reinventing the wheel.
don't do that.
You've already got the wheel. Now let's just change the color or change the picture. So
Yes.
there's so many ways to do that in our business. If you're texting with an online lead, you could save your response to that general question about financing or how do I qualify or
In
what do I
your
do
notes.
next? Save it in your notes or save
Mhm.
it in a document and then copy and paste that next time. You could be sitting there with 4 people messaging 4 different leads at one time, answering
Right.
with the same verbiage. And that's just high level systems.
That's
not,
how you handle 15
yeah,
clients at a time. So
Yeah.
you have to have a system.
streamline.
It, baby. Yes. All right. So another thing, we were at a luxury tour here recently, Melinda Barth and title companies, HWA, Tracy Blackwell, they put on this amazing tour. So if y'all were a part of that, that was really cool. If not, there's another one coming up on the 15th of February. So join in on that. But one of the agents, Pam Smart, she had, I would say it's a fixer-upper house. It's a luxury listing, but it definitely needs some work. And I just thought this was so brilliant because I don't know why I never thought of this, but
Because she's Pam Smart.
she's smart. Yes.
Anyways.
She took virtual staged photos of the home, but she also used where they changed the color of the walls as well. So they painted the walls.
Right. This is what it looked
Not
like if
just
it was
staging.
not painted this way.
Right. And then she blew it up, at Kinko's or Office Depot and had it in the house with the QR codes on them. So I just thought that was just
That's neat. That could apply to any fixer-upper or anything.
or any house.
Have you ever had a listing where you knew the carpet was the first thing that was going to be an
Yes.
obstacle? And so we used to do things like, let's put in a carpet allowance, right? And that's just changed over the years, but because now it's just a concession type thing. But what if you literally, I've seen people go to Home Depot and buy and go get free carpet swatches, and they could lay a couple of tile and carpet together, kind of like you're at a brand new home design center,
Right.
and you can have
This is what it would look
what it would
like.
look like with this LVP or
Yeah.
this carpet, and so
Fancy.
it lets people know honestly that look, we know it's not perfect.
Yeah.
We're not saying it's perfect.
Right.
We priced it the way it is, and
It's reduced.
it's
There's
reduced
a
for that
reason.
reason. Here's some ideas. Maybe not every buyer walks in and is a designer,
Yes.
Chip and Joanna family that's going to do it. They
Right.
need help with that. And that could be the one thing. They're like, yeah, we hate that carpet, but look, they know we're going to hate that carpet. So they gave us this. So
Right.
that's just thinking ahead and trying to answer the questions before they ask them. And they say in new home sales, if you answer all of their reasons, if they run out of reasons not to buy, then they buy.
Right. So that is just something that you could do with your listings. Maybe they're not selling right now and it's vacant, and that's probably why, or it needs to be, fixed, rehabbed. So you could do that as well. That's just an idea, but that's just above the crowd. That's just taking it a next level up for you. It is going to cost you money. It's marketing dollars that you're going to spend, but just think that this is what could actually sell the house.
Mhm.
So Box Brownie will do that. That's the company, boxbrownie.com. And it's like $24 a picture to stage and I think it's a little bit extra if you change the wall color, but that's just an extra option you can do.
So Box Brownie is the staging company?
It is a virtual staging company. And RE/MAX agents, you all have a free account with Box Brownie, so you get 3 free photos when you first use it.
We could go on and on about all the things you could do about listings, right? There's so many other things. Do you have a list of like a checklist, a listing checklist
I do.
that we put out as a company to say, hey, if you're about to get a listing, here's your checklist. If you get on this checklist, you'll remember everything.
Yeah, I can share it.
We can share that because honestly, I would put yourself in a situation where if you're new to real estate, or if you don't, I guess not even if you're new to real estate, but if you have 0 listings right now, if you don't have any prospects for listings right now, it might be easy to sit back and say, well, when I get a listing, then I'll find that list from Leah. That's the wrong approach. Do it now. It's almost like you're in basic training until you're live and you're in combat. So combat is, I have a listing appointment and I'm preparing for that mission. What you're doing in the meantime is sit-ups and push-ups and running and training, right? So what are you doing to sharpen your tools while you're not? So you could be doing CMAs every day. You could be using KV Core, our CRM, and suite of what do you call it?
Design center.
Yeah, our design center,
Sorry.
all that's really cool stuff. Become an expert at that while you're not in the fight, because when you
Right.
get in the fight, then it's just do what you've always done.
Yeah.
So sharpen those tools while you're not super busy with that, and you'll be better when the time comes. Because you've had a situation where somebody's come to you and said, hey, I really appreciate getting to know you. I want you to be my listing agent. Here's 6 properties.
Yes.
Henry, there's other agents in our office that have had 10 listings at one time, maybe 10 lots or 20 lots. I think Karen and Matt, has done that. So you never know when you're going to be blessed with like 10 houses to sell at one time. Maybe there's an investor that wants to liquidate their investments and move on to another thing in life.
Be ready.
Are you ready for that?
Yeah.
Like, would you panic? Do you run up here to Leah, go help?
Help
Or
me.
would you say, no, this is what I've been training for and I'm ready to go?
Yes.
So I think mindset on being ready. So you're never, I don't have anything to do. You're always getting ready for being busy.
Always have something to do. So the last thing for marketing is if you use KV Core, they have this awesome platform where you can text with a QR or text codes. I'm sorry. So you could have a sign writer at your listing in order to get more buyers for your listings. And it could have a text code on the very top of your sign saying text more information. And then all of those leads that text go into your KV Core platform or your CRM. And so if you're listing, let's just say your listing's in Canyon Lake, right? It could be Canyon Lake 1, text Canyon Lake 1 to your number that you're going to get for KV Core. So instead of people calling you and you answering the phone and taking that lead question, these clients actually go into your CRM. And then of course, you still have to follow up. You still do all the work. You follow up and you do everything. But now they're actually into your CRM.
Right. They're on a campaign. They're getting touched by you over and over. Right.
So use your tools.
That reminds me to have a relationship with a lender.
Yes.
In either one that's in your office like we have, or just whoever you have that relationship with. Lenders, what part of how lenders market themselves to realtors is they have their companies create these packages. So you could also, you made me think of that when you said sign writer. You could have a writer with a QR code and a lender's information so they can get buyers can get pre-approved. They also can share the marketing costs with you, and do some marketing things for you. So that's a resource that we shouldn't just not use because it's a free resource in many cases. Yeah. So
producer Karen, do we have any comments that we need to kind of cover or questions before we go into our next segment? Melissa, okay, yes, reach out to me. I have a list. I'll share the list.
There are a lot of people on there. I'm kind of blind, but Melissa McBride obviously is one of them, and we have a bunch of Facebook users, and we don't know who they are because we're on StreamYard. So if you ever just can jump on a StreamYard and grant permission for it to recognize you, then Melinda Barth is there. She did it.
Oh wait, what was Melinda? I didn't get to read it. I'm sorry.
It says you could even partner with a designer.
Yeah, so you don't have to do the work.
Heck yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, that reminds me of also getting estimates. You can put that in your notebook that you have on the table. You could say, we talked to a painter and they said they would do it for this. And so, and it gives people monetary ideas like, okay, this is going to cost about this to do. Because
that's their first question. Like if the house does need a new roof, they're like, well, how much is that going to cost? So you, as a listing agent, you should already do that work.
Have an idea what the repair costs are going to be.
Yeah. And just bring people out there to the listing.
That's great.
I'll take the list. Okay. Yes, we'll do. We will get y'all the list. Whoever you are, we will get the list.
Yeah. Thank you guys for watching and engaging with us. It's so awesome. We'll put the list in the comments of the YouTube.
And it'll be a Canva link to the list. So you can upload it straight to your Canva.
Julie, I like lists.
Okay,
we
good.
know you do.
I think it's great. I have a buyer list too, a buyer checklist. I mean, you have to. Yeah. All right, next segment.
What's happening?
So we renamed it, obviously. But what's happening? So there are a lot of things. I want to give a shout out to my son. He is turning 12 tomorrow.
Oh, happy birthday.
So happy birthday, Liam.
12.
God, good age. I know, it's already here. I know. He was 2 when I got started in real estate.
Wow.
So yeah. San Antonio Rodeo is here. So if y'all haven't heard,
Yeehaw.
yeehaw, the trail riders just came through, I think a couple days ago.
Mhm.
And it's the first of the first mini concerts that they're going to have. Why is that important to you? Well, hopefully you like music and you like what's going on in and around town, but it's also good marketing for you as well.
Yeah.
So if you can repost the list to share out to, your clients, to let them know what's going on in town, talk about the music, talk about, different things that you can do at the rodeo besides just music and of course
Yeah.
rodeo. There's lots
That's
of stuff.
good video fodder too. If you go to the rodeo,
You go.
please make a quick video and talk about what you're doing there and who you're going to see and what makes that special, and maybe tips or tricks about parking or about park and ride and
Yes.
how to manage all that, because some people will appreciate that information.
Yes.
So those are always look for a reason. Oh, that's a good video I could do, and maybe somebody will share it with a couple of people, because it's like that's just obviously that's how you get more followers and more engagement.
Yeah. So we won't, next week will already have passed, but we wanted to talk about Valentine's Day. So the day of love, right?
Love is in the air, and it's a Wednesday.
It's in the air. It is a Wednesday. So if the guys are on here, don't forget, Wednesday, go buy something.
Wait a minute. It's an equal opportunity world. Why is it guys that have to be responsible for that?
And girls, go ahead and get your loved
girls, you
ones
make sure you get your man
something.
something. I hope my wife's listening so she can get me some roses or something. Because it
stop.
doesn't always have to be my responsibility.
Okay, very true. That's another debate, but it is definitely a great time for you to do some pop buys and take them to your clients or potential new clients.
Pop buys are, if you don't know, are a simple way to stop by and see somebody you know that you've done business with, or just somebody like your hairstylist or your accountant, anybody that you know, somebody that owns a restaurant down the street that you love to get food from. Bring them a business card and a little treat of some kind. And so Valentine's is a super easy one, because you could do a box of sweethearts and whatever.
And speaking of that, sorry, we're actually going to have a pop by class here on Valentine's Day at the office. So if you don't have any pop buys, come into the office and make and take your pop buys. Producer Karen, can you pull up the comment from Mandy? I just want to kind of go over this before I go on to the next question that we have. So shout out, she's letting us know the Navarro Panther cheerleaders are going to perform at the rodeo on February 17th. So that's next Saturday at 10:30, because that's my husband's birthday. So awesome. That's going to be cool. I wish I could go, but I will be in Fredericksburg at a dazzler competition.
That's kind of cool. That'll be a
That's
memorable
fun.
experience for those girls. For
Yes. And then I am wearing the shirt,
Yeah.
so we will talk about it. So I am in my Chiefs era. Shout out to Taylor Swift. But
This is a sensitive
Super Bowl,
subject.
I know. But okay, let's get real for a
So
second.
what's happening? There's a Super Bowl Sunday, right?
There's a Super Bowl this Sunday, and I'm excited about it. Apparently somebody's not.
Well, my team's not in it. I'm a Cowboys fan, and so
I
I've
can't
been
help that.
disappointed for almost 3 decades. But you want the Chiefs to win
I do.
because of Taylor's boyfriend.
And because they're great.
Well, okay.
And because of Taylor.
And you're not alone. That is something
There's
sweeping the
a
nation.
whole bunch of us.
Right. And I'm not mad at her. I just
Yeah,
I
why
wasn't.
would you be?
Oh man, do you see that? I'm not a Chiefs fan. Wasn't a Chiefs fan. I'm not going to become a Chiefs fan for any reason. All right.
Okay, watch the game
So-
and we'll determine that next
But
week.
if I could make no team win, that's what I would do. So I can't really say I'm a San Francisco fan either.
So
because,
he's there for the food.
Yeah, I watch it because it's a big game and it's pomp and circumstance.
And the commercials.
Yeah.
Commercials.
The
So
commercials, yeah. And you know what? This is something that we didn't bring up earlier, but Scott told us a long time ago, our broker and mentor. He said one time he got more buyer leads than ever during a Super Bowl, because he wasn't really interested in the game at that time, and he just started doing ads, marketing. At the time, he was doing Craigslist. You could do marketplace ads, because some people are bored to tears during the Super Bowl, and the part of their family is really engaged in it, and the rest of them
have to come.
They're just sitting there at this dumb party and they're eating the chips and all that. But they get on their iPad or they get on their phone, and what do people do that want to buy houses? They start scrolling realtor.com, Zillow.com, Quest.com, all
Yeah.
these websites out there,
Right.
and Remax.com. And then before you know it, they're getting their algorithm sees your ad, and they're going, oh, look at that, that's right down the street from me. I didn't know that was for sale. And so
Right.
you can nab some an attentive audience during that time.
Yes.
So, yeah.
And remaxhustle.com, if you go onto that, anyone can go onto that. You can make your commercials, and a lot of those commercials will be at the Super Bowl as well.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't be surprised.
So basically, Remax Corporate does these nationwide ad campaign commercials, and we have the ability to put our name on the end of it. So it's a high level, like $1 million commercial, but then at the end it says Todd, right?
Right.
It's cool. It looks like I created this amazing. Well, or
Yeah.
Todd.
Or Leah. Okay. All right. What is your news?
Okay. So we're going to end this thing with some industry news. I was doing some research. Since we were talking about listings, I decided to keep it with the theme of listings.
Okay.
So producer Karen, if you could put that graphic up. I found this graphic from a couple days ago. These are amount of like time on market for listings, right? And if that number seems high, it's because it includes escrow. So from the time you list it till the time you close it in MLS, that's the time frame we're looking at, right?
Gotcha.
So in 2017, it was 88 days. This is a national average, right?
So 88 days on the market.
On the
Can you
market.
explain what that means? Like,
Well, from the day I listed it until the day it closes
Okay.
is 88 days.
Okay.
That was the average. And so obviously it matters how the condition of the house,
Area
price of the
you're
home,
in.
area you're in. There's going
Right.
to be some markets that are faster, but this just as an overview. I don't want to get in the weeds here, but with that, but if the national average was 88 days in 2017, and in 2021 and 22, the pink bars there, obviously that was
the
fun times, right? When we were writing orders and there were multiple offers on everything.
Fun.
So then 23, we felt this pullback because interest rates went up, and so some homes were lasting longer in the market, and so 72 days, and we're actually better than last
Look
year,
at that.
but only 3 days longer than 2021,
Yeah.
and a couple of weeks shorter than all those other years that we thought were really good years too. And so with that, I just want to encourage you and let you know that homes are moving,
Right.
and because there's still a lack of
Moving
inventory.
and shaking.
And that gave me an idea. Homes are still selling faster than normal, so that's great. So if people ask you, everywhere you go, people ask, oh, that's right, you're in real estate. How's the market? Better than normal.
Yeah, that's
Right?
a good response.
That's a good response. Better than normal. And interest rates are hanging around 6.5% this week, just on a national average on a par rate. That's better than normal, because normal over the last 40 years is 7 or a little higher.
Right.
So we're still in a better market. There's still lower inventory. So do you know, can you pull up off the top of your head how many houses sold in Katy? How many houses sold in the Houston metro, or in Cypress, or in New Braunfels, or in Seguin, or in Cibolo? Can you find that data? It's available on your MLS.
It is.
And so if you will go, there is a way to, I thought of you because you could take that data, put it in Canva. And
Yes.
once a week, I have a friend, I'm not going to say his name because I don't want to give him promotion, because he's my competitor too.
Okay.
But he does the coolest thing every week on Facebook, on his personal page. He does a picture of himself with like a rodeo picture, cowboy hat and chaps, like an animated picture, and he's like roping. It's like the housing roundup or something.
Oh, that's cute.
And he lists how many houses sold in his market, how many days on market, and the average median price and average price, something like that. And what it does to his sphere, to the people that he communicates with, it says, oh, wow, last week he said the median price was this, now it's this. What? The median price is 333,000? I can't believe it. That's higher than I thought. And so it's just it's one of those things, a service you do for your community, and it reminds people, top of mind, first in line, tap them on the shoulder, remind them that you do real estate in a subtle, I'm not asking you for anything kind of way, which is my favorite kind of marketing.
I love it. And be specific. Like, use your subdivision or your school district that you're in to narrow it down to get more people that you're around all the time as well.
So yeah, market reports. How can I disseminate market reports to all the people I know and make that into a system that I do every Friday at 2:00, and I make it as non-labor intensive as possible, so that I'm not spending hours on it. It's not an overwhelming thing. It's just like, oh yeah, I got to do that market report. It takes me 20 minutes to boom, send it out.
Yeah.
I love that.
I love that. All right. So I see that we have a lot of comments on getting the list. So we will send out that list. I will get it to y'all today. I will get to y'all that list today, and we'll link it on each of these platforms that you are watching it on.
Yeah, we will. Thank you again for watching. Like, share. If you have a friend who's a realtor in another market, like up in Las Vegas or in Florida, California, send them to YouTube.
Yes.
Because they may get something out of this too. And we're just trying to be better and get better and help you be better.
Go Chiefs.
Go.
Okay, bye. They're going to win.
Okay. I hope for your sake.
I know. Me too, because next week won't be.
I hope it's a good game.
It's going to be a good game.
I'd like it to be
They're the best of the best.
I don't want to turn it off at halftime because I'm bored.
No, it's going to be a great game no matter what. Whoever wins, Chiefs might win. Go Taylor.
Bye, guys.
Bye.
See you.